can see that Adhyatma and Kal Chakra are correlated to each other. We are one implies the other. Means spirituality implies the eternal cosmic cycle, and eternal cosmic cycle implies spirituality. We are only going to talk about the highlights. This is the sequence of the presentation. Here is the definition of the drama. There is a space dimension, there is a time dimension, and there are the actors, three actors, and then there are laws of churn. This is a soul world made up of sixth element or Brahma Tattva. It doesn't have a space and time dimension. And there is a human world or universe made up of five elements. And it is in a closed thermodynamic system. Human body. It's conscious mind, memory, subconscious, unconscious mind. I will have this. The frequency, this is the Planck constant, energy of the thoughts, frequency. This talks about the definition of actor one, Purush or soul. Here we are going to talk about quality of the Purush or Swadharma. We can call it as spirituality. Whereas quality of the Prakriti or body is a body religion. They already told this is conscious mind and subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is very stronger than conscious mind. It has a 90% of the power. And this is the supraconscious mind or original sanskars. And this is a black color is a derived sanskar. Thought energy of the soul is a discharge, depends on the frequency greater than zero, which is always discharging, depends on the frequency by this formula based on the quantum mechanics. This is many to one. This is five element, the electron, duality, and this is famous Einstein equation, EMC square. In Prakriti or five element, is a quantum level, we have considered electron, which has a duality of the wave, energy and particle or a mass. In presence of Purush, Prakriti behavior changes from E to M or energy to mass, or wave to particle. E has a multiple states where mass is a single state. As I said, that state is understood by the conscious mind of the Purush. And that is the reason in the presence of the Purush, Prakriti changes the behavior. And quantum physics and theory of relativity specific are going to prove that script of the Purush controls the Prakriti. religious tree, quality, length of the script, birth and tree, first birth and tree, found, reduction, definition of the text. Soul tree based on the religion to the descending hierarchical order, the start of the journey from soul world to human world happens when this quality matches the quality of the Prakriti, and the definition of the birth and death is there are multiple births, and soul count reduces. Here the soul count of the human world increases, and the birth is one by one at a specific time. Graph of the journey is time is x-axis, and the quality is y-axis. This quality of the both actors because Purush controls the Prakriti. So they can be on the same axis. This this script execution happens at the human world. That is what we call it as a current. Second law of thermodynamics says that even if the quantity is constant, quality always deteriorates, like from new to old, or as like a bouncing ball, where the height or potential energy gradually decreases. Then from the lubricated surface to the friction-based surface. So we can say here that net of the green or the net quality or area is gradually reducing. So this is lubrication. Use of this lubricant is reduced. Once lubricant is over, the friction increases. The green area keeps reducing. Um, Thermodynamics, the proof is that, as we said, quantity is a constant, but for which we are going to consider the heat engine. Heat engine, the efficiency is always less than 1. That means that journey quality is always degrades. And we are going to also explain or prove that this heat engine is correlated with the Purush or the soul engine. And we are going to talk about the two states, namely reversible heat engine state, or we can call it an ideal state. Reserve is irreversible, or a real state means that is with a friction, with a built-in friction. And as we say that heat engine is correlated with soul engine. So ideal engine is equivalent to nirvikari world, or it depends only on external environment, and its state is always deterministic. Reserve is soul engine, where both external and internal environments matter. So that is what is a Vikari world. And it will be a non-deterministic status. And gradually during the journey, because efficiency is less than 1, the soul engine will start from the Sato Pradhan state to Tamo Pradhan state that we will see and we will prove. This is soul conscious, Nirvikari world. This is the graph. This is the soul conscious or nirvikari world journey, which is in the golden and silver hue. Here we have defined that karma is equal to zero. Is it because that the soul conscious mode, the internal quality is there and that is radiating, so that is akarma, and it is a deterministic thing. It's like pralab, so there is no karmic theory, and it will always be determined. So it will be always sada sukh, or it is almost like a heaven. So that is what is a golden and silver age. Maya, human body, soul, Purush, external pleasure, added, negative, pleasure, subconscious mind, journey, look, next box, quality of the soul is reflected in the body. Now, this is the journey from soul conscious state to body conscious state. We take multiple births. So body forgets the soul or the illusion. So soul is forgotten. So that the cue, which is the swadharma of the soul, is forgotten. And so we are trying to get those cues from the external world, and this vikar or internal vikar is attached to soul because we are trying to get cue from the external world. So that's why the purush or soul is not nirlep, because vikar is attached to the soul, and this black layer of the vikar, that is what is affecting the next birth. So it is a part of the soul, which is a very important concept. Body conscious script is the real thing. External cue is internal. Body conscious, we taken outside. Time is negative. Vikar generated look. And this is a Vikari world. This is the things represented graphically. This is this is Vikar, and this is entropy. This is the quality of Purush, and this is the quality of Prakriti. This is the body conscious or the journey in the Vikari world. It is for the copper and iron yuk. Here we can see the karma is negative, or it is a vikarma because of the vikar. It is everything is, we are seeing is a non-deterministic. So there is always influence of the karmic gati, and because it is a body consciousness, so there will be always some kind of seeds. So normally this would have deteriorated much farther, but because it is controlled by the religious founder, so this trend has been curtailed. So this is the journey of these two periods. Physics, entropy, time. Based on quantum physics law, theory of relativity, and thermodynamics law, both of these laws, as per the script, Purush Vikar, control means quality of the Purush, control the quality of the Prakriti. So Vikar controls the entropy and it keeps on as per the time it will go till the thermal death. And this has been shown graphically. But as as all the eternal things are cyclic, so it is not going to be a thermal death. And that can be proved by the science, so it is by the quantum physics and theory of relativity general that we will see that we will prove that the script is not a linear, but it is a circular. And also we know that history normally repeats. And these are the eternal things like Prahar, Rutu, Yug. They are all four eternal things. Only thing is that cycle of the Yug is it because the cosmic cycle is beyond the lifetime. So that normally we are not aware of it. And we are not able to see it. Whether we are able to see it day cycle, then we are able to see the cycle of seasons. This cycle we are not going to show, but logically we can conclude that it could be, if it is eternal, it could be a cyclic, means there is no beginning, no end. Time y is 0, this is 0, t is t, is house, this complete the cycle of t is equal to t. So graphically we can see that if it has to be a cycle and if it is completed, t is equal to t, this we have seen up to this point. As per the physics, we can only go like this, but there is some metaphysics things which can ensures in physics entropy always increases. And if cycle has to complete, entropy has to be reduced. So some metaphysics entity has to override. And that is the only way cycle can complete. And if it completes, then we can say that this drama becomes a Kal Chakra or eternal cycle. Let us see what is that metaphysics entity. Third actor, Supreme Soul, Eternal Father, Charger, no birth, no boundary, Omkar, two souls, one body, human body. This we just found the battery backup. Angel worlds, energy bodies, diamond worlds, or Sangam Yug, settlement. This is there. So that metaphysics entity is also Param Purush, the third actor of word Shama, where here, unlike soul, this Q, all the Q is infinity. There is no birth, and it is beyond the boundary of the universe, so that law of entropy doesn't apply to it. And it is always charged because frequency is less than 0. And it is we have also seen that incarnation means it is in the two souls in the one body, two souls in the one body. And it is almost like a religious father, like Jesus Christ is incarnated into the body of the Jesus. Here, in the body of the human body of the Brahma, the Paramatma Shiv is incarnated, and it happens in the Sangam Yuga transition yuga. The angel world is used for the transform of work, and here, because it is a charging or it works against the entropy, we can say that y-axis, the reversal is possible. It is against the entropy, and that is happens because it is happened because it is controlling vikar controls the entropy, and the Paramatma controls the vikar. Soul status. Swastik. Here we are talking about number of births in each you in 8, 12, 21, and 42. Here is 1. In the Sangam Yuga, Diamond World, there is only one birth, which is a unique, and this is indicated at this particular point of time. Every human soul is in this script is at this particular stage. There is only one last birth is remaining, and total births becomes 84. So these 84 is the number of births, and it is not the 84 lakhs soul type as per the scriptures. So now is the time, and this birth is a alaukic birth or a knowledge birth, and it varies from any specific soul. The time of the cycle is of 5,000 years, and the reason is that before the Christ, in the Bible it is mentioned 3,000 before the Christ, there was a heaven, and so that is 3,000, and Christ was 2,000, so it is a 5,000 years. Then the statistics say that population of the world was almost 4,000 years ago, so it was close to the 5,000 years ago. Then there is astronomical things are there where we can say that the day cycle is 24 hours, year cycle is 365 years, and sun and the world, the diameter, difference of diameter is 100, and surface area is 100 square is 10,000. So when world travels the sun, if it covers the sun's surface area, then it will be around 10,000, so which approximates to around 5,000 years. And then there is in some scriptures, it is revealed that Kali Yuga is 12,000 divine years, plus this 50 years is the transition time. It is 1250 years, and then all 4 yugas are the same time, and it also becomes 5,000 years. So that's how the 5,000 year cycle is justified. Rajyo, telepathy, satsang, subconscious mind, quality improvement, promotive support, the body conscious frequency, the soul conscious frequency matching, I think Mirashok. This is self-realization, science because of the telepathy, the Shuk, and the change in the personality. So the purification of the purification of the vikar, or nullifying the vikar. This happens by Gyan Yoga, the concept of the Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, and application, concept and procedure. And Raj Yoga is a science. So the procedure is explained how with yoga things can be purified or then vikar can be nullified. Supreme Soul, consciousness, subconsciousness, we first get prana, script is generated, the sthiti, purified control, sthiti and paristiti, the other way around, being is doing, suffering is zero, down shanti, space is equal to pressure divided by wavelengths. So here what is explained is that in spite of the vikar, because the black layer is there, to, to human soul to become soul conscious, we have to become a God conscious. Then only the karma can become positive, or we can become a soul, or we can say it will be a Shrestha karma. And if that happens, then it will generate the pralab or the pralabdha script. So that pralabdha script is written, and that will enable you to go to the nirvikari world of heaven, and that is applicable for critical mass of the 33 crores, or we can say the deities, and most of them souls will be from the India. So that becoming a God conscious means that we are using the Q, which is infinity from the God, or the Swadharma from the God using Raj Yoga, and that's why we are controlling our sthiti. So if you control the sthiti, paristiti will be under control because Purush control the Prakriti. So the being will control the current. There will be no suffering in spite of the pain. So that is the advantage of Raj Yoga. Yoga cycle, no suffering. There's a bhog cycle, family account, bhog cycle. So this cycle is going to be completed graphically either by this yoga or ved, no suffering, or bhog, or by suffering. And it is very different soul types. So for yoga, the soul types are different. We generate the script. Here it is through bhog, action and reaction. Those black layer sketch vanished with that is must because this has to be a pure thing. Mhm. Cycle, end of cycle, merge, destruction, survival. So this is from human world to the soul world. Uh, the entry was one by one. The exit is always together. And we can't call it as a Kayamat, or we can say that Mahabharat. There will be Third World War or element transformation. So there will be transformations. That is going to happen at the end of the cycle. And we have seen that this is a history. The history is always when the warm mark starts. So when Nirvikari to Vikari world, warm mark starts. And here, excess of the Vikar, so end of the warm mark. So the start and end is a 2,500 years of the cycle. And this is the cycle where most of the religious founder also uh, incarnate the world to control the downward path. One definition of God, two, We are talking about the next cycle. Also, there is a re-entry in the human world. So it is very obvious that there cannot be any nirvaan. So there is no merge of the souls into the soul world or the Brahma Tattva. Uh, and we have seen that Gita is also a yuddha, but that is a yuddha against Maya or a yuddha against the vikar. So you become a pure, and so that you can eligible for the heaven, or that is what we call the Sadgati. So before that happens, there has to be a transformations of the five element based on Mahabharata and other transformations of the uh, Prakriti based on the flood, earthquake, etc. So this is the new cycle. And new cycle, that is the kingdom of the Vishnu. So this is the maintenance in the new cycle is of generation of the new cycles of human world. It is done by the God in the body of the Brahma. So this is G. Brahma creates, Vishnu maintains, and Mahabharata and other natural calamities, the destruction. It's the function of the God or a Param Purush. Four types based on the position. The, so there are four scriptures, the four types of the souls. Uh, the souls is the deity souls, and then later on that transferred into the mostly the Hindus to coexist with other religions. The other religions are main religions are Christianity, Abraham, and Buddhism. So then that time the deity things are transferred into Hinduism, and then there is a special religious founders. They are special because they also reincarnate, but they also take subsequently they take birth, unlike the supreme soul, like we already seen. So there are four types of the soul who doesn't take any birth. Soul conscious script. That is the cycle here. The cycle here. Bhakti Mara for all other religions. It is not the Adhyatma. The cycle is special and applicable to this. So this is the energy cycle. So there are cycles of the two types of the soul, and one is the soul conscious cycle with the two scripts, the soul conscious souls, for applicable for 33 crores, deity souls, where it is they are doing cycle is completed through the yoga. Other soul's cycle is completed through the bhog. So here the karma is they've done karma is plus, and here the karma is equal to its bhog. That is the karma is a bhog, and this is the that is the, all the different thought energies like sankalp, which is nothing but a pralabdha. Then there is a vikalp, so is written vikarma. Shreshth karma is equal to karma is equal to plus, and that is a thought energy of the paschatap. So that is one. So this is 0, minus, plus, and the cross. So these are the four thoughts energy. We can summarize that in the definition of Adhyatma. It's Paramatma, settling, with the conscious mind, the food and energy, then full edge, the subconscious mind, open the energy body and the physical body with other souls, environment. And this is the body consciousness. Become soul consciousness. And then we can assure you, and then ultimately, this is what happens. So in general, here, adhyatma, that means Jnana, Yoga, Dharana, which will make you mentally happy, and in effect make you a healthy body. Then there's the harmony relations, and the five element also you can verify become heaven. Ultimately, you become from body conscious to soul conscious, and by doing that, you have to do the karma positive, karma positive, so Krishna karma, and then the fruits of that will be a karma, or then you can reap the fruits only if you do you become a God conscious of the Purushas, and then we get the product. So now this is what we have. Let us see the overview of the cycles. So this is a drama. Drama, we'll have three actors, Param Purush, Purush and Prakriti. And we have seen that Param Purush is responsible. Because Param Purush is responsible, so that the drama, was it going toward thermal death? So it's completed the cycle. And that cycle was possible because of the two things that so there is a cycle, so there is no nirvaan. So soul doesn't merge in the soul world or with supreme soul. And because there is a cycle, so that why? Because the cycle is that because soul acquires the vikar and then through God it discharges the vikar. So that vikar is a part of the soul, so that is not nirlep. That is one of the reasons. That is two reasons of cycle. Then we have seen the space dimension. So that we have seen the soul world, we have seen the human world, and we have seen the angel world that is created during the Sangam Yuga or diamond world, and that is for the transformation work. And then we have seen the time cycle, time dimension. We have seen that five gold, silver, copper, iron, and diamond age. And we have also seen the script. The script has the four karmas. We have seen karma zero, we have seen karma negative or vikarma, we have seen the karma positive, and we have seen the karma bhog, so karma cross. We have also seen there are two cycles, there are two script types. One script is the red script, where with this portion of the tree, they take birth anywhere there, and then they complete the cycle. Where for this part of the tree, they take the birth. They don't take birth in these two cycles. They take birth and they complete, and then they keep on taking the birth in these cycles. So most of the souls does that, and then we see the journey laws. We will see that ultimately there are only going to be the four laws. So we will see all the eight laws. And important thing is that this is very important that when you are traveling, so is always that we always say that what is your journey? So kahan se aaye aur kahan se gaye? So we are coming from the soul world and going back to the soul world, and that is a cycle. We'll talk about first. We'll talk about the concepts. So we have seen that Guru script controls the Prakriti. So this is a quantum physics. This is multi-line with observations, intelligence pattern, the superposition, Prakriti by default, for the conscious observers, double slit. So this observation, so this is two lines. That means to the transformation. So it is instead of wave is a particle, the collapse of this thing. So this die is in the so the classification die. So this is Sankalpa Srishti, the conscious mind controls the Prakriti. And then when there's a delayed observation, again, that is, again, it is the particle. So this is a two-way efficiency. So cause and effect, double way. So predetermined it is a clockwise and anti-clockwise. So this Purushkit is equal to Prakriti. So flip of the Purush controls the Prakriti, not only conscious mind of the Purush, and then the corollary is proved by Libet. So where we can say that unconscious mind control the conscious mind and control the actions. Every action is there is always a signal on unconscious mind. There is no free will. And then we can also prove the corollary, the specific theory of relativity. And this is the physics part of it, it's the philosophical part of it. So this is not four dimensions, classical, space and T, but this is they are related to each other because theory of relativity because of time and length dilations and the velocity of the light is a constant. In fact, with respect to the observer also, and because it is a constant, and so space is inversely proportional time, so it is behaving like a fabric, so it is almost like a four dimension, where time is also a dimension, there is event, but the interval between the event is a constant, and that is kind of the word, right? So this is the equation, and that is a greater than equal to zero, and that is a combination of causality. So this time is a dimension, law of presumption. So this is the event. And so this is cause and effect. This is not possible. There's a specific line. Or line is strip, and this is, this is the block universe, which is a multiple now sections. So this is how it is traveling. So it's a time is a dimension. It says that this corollary is that the script is Prakriti also, the script exists for the Prakriti. So whole line script and the Prakriti is also exists. Now we will see the concept of the thermodynamics. This is efficiency less than 1. You read work done, the input output. This is volume efficiency less than 1. This heat engine, the idea, frictionless, real. With lubrication, this is a friction. This is the cross-seas equality. Both flows are the same. Here it is inequality with idea because of the internal friction, so there's additional leakage. That's not equal. Because of the equation delta is 0. Here it is greater than 0 because the efficiency is only based on external environment. So this is for external is internal. So this is a deterministic because of this equation. This point comes back here. Here it is non-deterministic. The point doesn't come back here. So this is this is the this is the source. This is the sink. And now we'll correlate with heat engine to the soul engine. So we are going to convert thermal entropy into the statistical entropy. I'm not going into the details of this. So it is based on the probabilities. So the higher probabilities, if we go from here to here, not from here to here, which is a probability, normally goes from order to disorder. This is the formula. So this is a statistical probability. On statistical probability, we go to the information probability based on the Maxwell thought experiment. There's a Maxwell demon. So hypothetically, it is possible from going from the disorder to order. But then while doing that, there is a lot of processing is being done, memory and processing. So this is possible. So that also is the information entropy, which has the similar equations. And then based on these information entropy, uh, which is process and memory, so it is equivalent to the brain, and then we can come up with a decision tree. So more information layers or tree layers, and that is vikar, and this is vikal. And then that is how from heat engine we will be able to correlate to the brain, or we can do the purush or vikar. So this was indirectly proved. But we know that actually it is the Purush which controls the Prakriti. So it is a both way we can push. So Purush and Prakriti or Vikar and entropy are positively, they are correlated in both the direction. And with that, so now we are going to map. Ideal means it is a soul conscious thing. Real is the body conscious engine. This is input is fixed. This is input based on the output. So this is simple. This is term is zero output here because it is deterministic. And here because of this decay, term is negative because there is this the feedback is there. Because here there is no feedback, it is non-deterministic. And this is going down, but this is going down further. So this is the number of souls. This is the number of souls, and this is the Q. And when Q is discharged, so this Q is less powerful. It's number of souls. This is zero. And this is the thermodynamics. Things have been explained. Then we will talk about metaphysics entity. So the metaphysics. So this it will go in a different direction. So this is a red thing. It is very simple. Karma is positive. Soul consciousness. So this paragraph is written here because we become a God conscious, and then for other souls, it is minus DSG. So delta is less than zero. So this, what it proves that this is a soul is not nirlep. So here the black layer is gradually increasing, and here the black layers are gradually reducing, and that is the that is how the cycle is created. So this is delta S is greater than zero. So delta is greater than zero. And here delta S is less than zero. So it is one to many here. Here one to many, and this is against to many to one. So one to many to totally opposite. And this is how this is justified. And this is the one to one, term is zero, vikal, one to many, term is negative, stress cycle, term is positive, and then there is the paschata, then karma is equal to bhog. Then we talk about last birth, the beginning, first birth, the unique birth. So this is the unique birth. Is first birth. It is only 0.01%, only 9 lakh scans per 84 births, 84 births. And this is the root, this is the branch, this is the diamond root. This is this doesn't exist now. This is a critical mass. And then this goes through the here. There's a tree. So idea is that currently these branches, because this doesn't exist now. So this whoever just taken birth, souls in this region, they bypass this region, so they are part of the branches, and then mostly they are from the Hindus, and then it will one of the root, and then it will root of the birth. So these are the these are the souls who take the 84 births, are very rare, and they are very important. They are important part in this cosmic cycle. Now we see that let us understand this trauma, this is physics, this is metaphysics. And we say that one-line pollution in unobserved means Prakriti, then it is the Schrodinger equation in multi-stages. When it is observed by the Purush with the script, as per the script is observed by the Purush, and then script, when it is observed, so it is collapse. It collapse so that it conscious mind understands, and then conscious mind, as per the generate the sankalp, and as per the sankalp, the delta is 0, this karma is equal to 0, and this is what happens in this one, in the nirvikari world. And when the vikar is generated in the circle, vikar become negative is generated, and then this is entropy generated. Because of that leakage, the delta S is greater than 0. And so this is also simple. And then when the metaphysics things come to, instead of this also we can generate term is positive. So this will generate minus BSG, and then there is a Pashchada. So this is happening. So it can happen. Cycle is completed in both ways. So this cycle is completed. So this is the cycle is completed. In the state that the trauma is completed. State of the trauma. So that's two steps. One is the soul step, and another is the metaphor Paramatma step. We will see that. So normally this quantum physics, some atomic power is a matter means electron quark, and then there are force for electromagnetic strong weak force is G or God particle that is not found, and this is a mass particle. So there was no theory which will work when forwards with micro and macro particles. And so the script or the souls of the script, so that will have, that works with both, and that will come from theory of everything. So it is a mathematical theory, and it is nothing but a vibrating single 11 dimension. And there is universal quantum entanglement. So the Big Bang is not correct, that is not applicable. Cycle is a transform, so everything is a vibrations. So ultimately, we feel that a theory where the script generates the thoughts or vibrations. We know that there are types of the sorts, and that part is based on this vikar and based on the Paramatma, and then so these vibrations which makes it the cycle, and maybe any single theory which could be applicable can be a theory of everything. Other philosophies like Brahmasmi, which doesn't recognize the vikar, and this Vedic philosophy where we say the Jagat is Mithya and then Brahma. So those philosophies, they are basically everything is a single unit. So that is not the truth because soul and supreme soul are different, and they are definitely not normal. So if that that those cannot prove the philosophy that there is a cycle which doesn't exist. Now we will see the laws. Now these laws, we have total 9 laws. The first 5 laws are the conceptual laws which we have seen: quantum physics, theory of relativity, and thermodynamics. And then that is conceptualized in the law 6, and then we will see there's law 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we'll go through very fast. Will be all these laws we have seen. The pollution property, we know it. So this is kind of a revision. So property is controlled by the Purush because of the conscious mind. This is a property control. This is the application of Sankalpa Srishti, the water molecules and the human body, which is controlled by the soul. The second law, when your observation from here, we say that script of the Purush, it is not a conscious mind, but the script of the Purush, which is controlling the Prakriti. And then there is a neuroscience experiment where unconscious minds control the things. And then that means that the script controls the Purush, which controls the Prakriti. There is a script control the Prakriti. There is some kind of a corollary. That theory of relativity, we have seen that script is controlling the Prakriti, so that is indirectly proved. Then the second law and the third law, second law and this third law says that as per the script, Purush controls the Prakriti. But we know that as per the law of thermodynamics, quality of the Prakriti is going down. And this is as per the thermodynamic entropy. And this is how the bouncing ball phenomena. So quality Prakriti is going down. So quality of the Purush also there has to be a correlation. So that we will see. So this A1 controls the A2, script of A1 controls A2, and we will see how A1 and A2 are correlated. That we will see in the law of fifth. So this is a journey. This is all we have seen heat engine to soul engine correlationship. That we all have seen this. Now we'll see how the entropy is affecting during the journey. We know heat engine entropy is affecting. And then we'll see that how vikar is getting affected because of the outer world. So we get the inner world. So we go to the outer world for Q. And that is how vikar. And we know that this characteristic with vikar adjacent to soul is a nirmal characteristic. And that is the reason that entropy generated is actually controlled by the characteristic of this, and that is very important in the cyclic behavior of this. So these 5 laws is the correlation between here and this is the fifth law. So this is 1, 2, 3, and this is the fifth law. The script is Purush Vikar is controlling the Prakriti entropy. And this will go up to this is the correlation between A1 and A2. And so this is our first law. So all these 5 laws are accumulated in the 6th law. Graphically, it is represented this law from external environment to internal Vikari world, and it is applicable to all the souls at any point of time. So this all the souls follows this particular path. The soul was the seven laws, and now we'll talk about the seventh law. So that will be a cycle. So this is quantum physics theory of relativity, and this proves that the script is a cyclic. Uh, but then for that to happen, that we already seen, so that for that to happen, let us see in the diagram. We will see that there has to be metaphysics entity has to be there and to interact at this particular point in the cycle. So it will not go here. So it will become a cycle. So this y-axis to become 0. And this is which we have already seen. So this has to become 0. So the 6 doesn't go there. This is the law 6. Is now curtailed, and then this is the 7. So this has become a cycle, and we have already seen that cycle is a 5,000 years. So this is the law 7 because it is a cycle, because this is how we will see that cycle. This is a mechanism. Routes around. This we have seen. Routes around. We have 5, 6, 6. And this is the process that we have seen in the road settlement. This is 2 options, red and blue. The point is white, yoga and bhog. And the conscious mind. This process is already seen. So the Raj Yoga control the Prakriti, and the cycle will go to the Purush control the Prakriti, and then that is what we call the case of Adhyatma. Spirituality, there will not be no suffering, that we already seen. And then there is another karma bhog. So this is provide karma bhog. So this is black. So these are the 2 options. So you see that. So this A3 is a supreme soul. The 2 options that will go, will control the vikar of the Purush. So if we feel that Maya, so if you see that I am a body, then Prakriti will control the Purush, there will be bhog. But if you see your soul to become a God conscious, then in spite of Vikar, Purush control the Prakriti Yoga, there will not be any suffering. So this is the settlement cycle, either yoga or bhog. Talk about Gita and all that. So there is Gita, is followed by Mahabharata, and T is equal to T. And this is important. So this karma plus is what we call is a purusha, and 0 is a prala. If you do that, then the prala will generate the script. So another way is that if you do the purusha, you will do the change in sanskar, means your subconscious mind or your black layer that you are going to change, and then you will get a sansar, means then you will get a deterministic world or a nirvikari world. So this is, kind of a justice. If you do this purusha, then and then you get the talat. And somebody who doesn't do the purusha, so these guys, they don't go, will go into the only the vikari world. So this is, kind of a justice. So now summary is law number 6. So this is going down. Line number 7 is the cycle. Law number 8 is the two ways of the cycle, yoga and bhog, and 9 law is the poetic justice. So these are the actually the 4 laws of the cosmic cycle. The 5 laws go into the 6th, 7th, and 8th line. These are the 4 laws. And these laws are getting validated again. This is state control of Prakriti. This is entropy. This is the vikar. They are correlated. This file, this is accumulated the 6th law. So that we say the as per the script, Purush vikar control the entropy. 7th law script is the cycle, and to the supreme soul. And then this is settlement. Is either by yoga or by the book, and then there is a justification. Next cycle, if it's there, then deterministic world. If you are suffering, then you will go into the become. There is kind of a poetic justice. So the key is that this is the last part, and we should change our lifestyle and making a Rajovic lifestyle. And this is a cycle, so there is no beginning and end. And we have to adopt this life cycle, we become a God conscious, and that is, we are only 33 crores, so who is going to adopt this cycle? That is what is Adhyatma, and then the fruit of the Adhyatma is Purushartha. We will go to the karma deterministic world. So there is only one option, and that is this thing, reality. And we know that Kal Chakra is true. So there is a Gita reference by Mahabharata. Kal Chakra is true, but uh, some of the points of this drama indirectly mentioned Gita Mahabharata by these points. These are the chapters and the verses, like only by yoga and not by Shastra or Bhakti. Then whole world inverted tree. And then there is Adi Purush, or soul of the Krishna, which is floating on the first leaf after Pralaya, which is the first soul, number one soul of the new world. That is also indirectly mentioned. Then purity, Kam is Mahashastru, so the purity is and frequency tuning. That is very important. Divine cyclic avtaran, that is also incarnation is also mentioned. The Rajyog procedure, Manbhavam, ancient internal teaching which are lost in time, now being revived. So it is being taught again, and it is only taught in the Sangam for one birth. This Param Purush can only be experienced and it cannot be seen. And because it can only be seen by that human body, and that is why we cannot recognize its human form of Brahma. And then frequency should match. So the lifestyle has to be matched. And then we'll be able to communicate with the Supreme Soul. Communication, the Rajokosi definition. Then the Divya Sakshatkar, that has happened to the Brahma of the Supreme Soul. And that is why he is convinced about the work. And then there is chapter 2 about Sankhya, which is differentiating between Purusha and Prakriti. And this is the overview of this whole drama cycle. This is a sphere. This is a total overview.